In the words of the great LA Knight, let me talk to you. Just coming home from the gym, so I apologize if I seem a little out of breath. I really do hate doing shoulders. Delts just, they mess me up, man. They mess me up. Anyway, so I want to talk to you guys about the latest in Shannon Sharpe's Club Shay offerings. The podcast put up an interview with Monique. And I was really skeptical about whether I should watch this one, but I knew that, Monique has some controversy in her past that would make for a good interview. She had the controversy where she was holding other Black women accountable for basically being in the airport in their pajamas instead of looking like professional people with dignity. And she took a lot of heat for that. She took a lot of heat for her position taken on her Netflix special deal. And she took some heat from basically drumming up a reputation of being hard to deal with in Hollywood circles. So she explained those things pretty well for the most part. And when the podcast started, when the interview started, I was really thinking, wow, Monique is really cooking here. She talked about holding people accountable properly for those that wrong you, making sure that she is out there in public saying, hey, you wronged me, you admitted you wronged me, and you need to own up to it. One of the things that I thought that was most enjoyable from what she said is also hold your friends accountable. If somebody's supposed to be your friend, make sure that you're holding them accountable. If they do somebody wrong and they know they've done somebody wrong and they don't really want to make it right, you might want to distance yourself. These are things, no doubt, I am on board. Great points that she made in the first half. But then it was all downhill from there. Okay. And, I realized that in the first half, the theme was people did me wrong and I need to hold them accountable. I need to defend my boundaries and they need to hold themselves accountable to make things right. But here's the crazy thing, right? When she starts talking about the relationship with her husband, when she starts talking about her past before she committed in loose terms to her husband, this is where the strong accountability then starts to fade away. She talked about her promiscuity, and there was a part of her that knew that it wasn't really where she should be. It really wasn't what she should have been doing. But what she did was she had a built-in excuse. Well, my brother violated me when we were kids. And then somebody else had to tell her, hey, you're using this as a crutch. You're using this as an excuse to continue bad behavior, and you know it's bad. Which is great. The therapist that she talked about, great. Thumbs up. But then the beta male orbiter, the guy that she was not paying no mind to while she was out there busting it wide open. Shout out to Replicant Fish, busting it open for everybody. But the beta male orbiter who was drawn to her or whatever, I don't know what this guy's deal is. And I'm not there's not to beat up on him because he's actually, by all accounts, from what I hear from her, actually a good guy, legitimately a good guy. One of the things that I had an issue with is that, this guy was such a good guy, but she couldn't recognize that. She said she didn't know that he was a Black king. Well, what is a Black king in her world? Well, in her world, A black king is a guy that says, hey, I know that you've been busting it wide open for everybody. We're not going to identify you for what you were or for what you are. And that word is one we can't really use here on YouTube. He said, instead, you're not you just have friendly kitty. And I'm using a euphemism to stay within YouTube guidelines here. You have a friendly kitty. So instead of holding her accountable and say, yo, your body count is rivaling or exceeding the Unabomber, and you need to chill out. And with a woman with a body count like that, you know what? I think I deserve better. No, this dude has been orbiting around her like a simp since high school. Now, props to Monique, at least in the here and now, because I can only really give her partial kudos here, because she ends up marrying the guy instead of waiting to exhale like some of these other chicks. Ebony K. Williams, as an example. She settled for the guy that accepted the fact that she's really not at the top of the list that guys are looking for. And she knows it. Now, it's great that she married him, I guess. But then he allows the open relationship on that side. See, open relationships are not equal. When the woman is out there just busting it open for everybody, that is really a disrespect toward the man. That's really what that is. And in this case, it is confirmed because the whole track record of them knowing each other points out the fact that she doesn't really respect him beyond the purposes that he serves in her life as her protector, as her manager, to make sure that other people are not taking advantage of her in professional circumstances. And he's doing everything he's supposed to do except have some standard that he holds the woman by. Because what standard is he holding her to? She's still out there doing whatever with any man she wants. Okay, she brings in a lot of money. That's cool. She brings it home. Hopefully she's sharing it with him. That's cool. But, you know, he's not her lottery pick. That dude was orbiting for years while she was getting, you know, the D slung by every literal Tom, Dick, and Harry. She didn't want him. She settled for him. And I tell you guys, it usually doesn't end up well. And not only does this guy, by her words, have no standards for her. Oh, man. She tries to shame black men for having standards. This is the thing that I was just like, oh, my God. Here we go. Got to make a video for TSP. Got to do it. Guys, and this is any race of guys. But I'm going to talk to black men a little bit specifically here. In Monique's words, a real black man, take him in all shapes and sizes. A real black man holds no woman to any standards. He'll just take whatever is being given to him. And thank you. I'm so grateful that this woman I'm not attracted to, you know, looked in my direction. And I'm just going to, no. Black men are known for having the laxest standards of decorum and physical attractiveness for women across the board. You don't have to be as feminine when you're around a black man. You don't have to be as fit. You don't have to be as cooperative. Oh, he's only a black guy. Don't worry about him. Now, when you go to another race of men, make sure you be on your best behavior because they're not going to accept any of your BS. See, guys, when you're out there simping, you mess the game up for everybody, including yourselves. There is no reason for anybody to give you anything closely approximating anything that you want, as long as you have no boundaries and you have no standards that you uphold. You're not a real black man if you won't get what an overweight woman. She reiterates this when not only does she think that somebody as wealthy as Shannon Sharpe, because that dude is a millionaire just off the Cat Williams interview. Let's be real. She wants him to go get an overweight, middle-aged, over-the-hill woman. No, don't mess with the girls that you actually want. Don't get with that woman in her mid-30s or in her mid-20s. Don't get with one of these fit girls that you're attracted to. Get with one of these masculine, unattractive women over here. You need to elevate the women that nobody wants. You, Mr. Multimillionaire, you need to show all these men, these new age weaklings. They can't handle being with a woman they don't want. Are you out your goddamn mind? What? Man, listen. And then she had to kind of like finish off her diatribe at the end by trying to counter a well-established truth for most men dealing with most women about vulnerability. Shaquille O'Neal says, if you open up to most of these women, when there's a conflict, they'll try to use that against you. Most men know this to be true about most women. Monique wants to come in and she wants to undo all of that. No, we need you to keep on giving ammunition to these women who are these salty ass women. Because remember, we want you to go for the women you don't want. And then we need you to give them ammunition so that they can continue to emotionally abuse you. So what I got from the interview is she is very gifted at holding everybody to a standard except herself. And there's a lot of lessons to be learned. There's a lot of lessons to be learned when you're dealing with people who know how to point the finger out in this direction. But anything that comes back at them, oh, no. No, I'm not a hua. I just got some friendly kitty. And if you, as a black man, don't want a run-through, overweight, unattractive woman, you're not a real man. This is what they're feeding us, and it doesn't really matter what race you are. Don't take what people are giving to you because they've got something in their hand and they're extending it in your face. That goes for politicians, that goes for would-be business partners, that would go for your employers, that any one of these situations where people are trying to give you nothing in exchange for your everything. Politely decline. No, I'm good. In the comment section down below, you let me know what your position on the latest in Shannon Sharpe's content on Club Shay. If you watched the Monique interview and heard her diatribes and what she thinks that black men should be accepting, let me know in the comment section down below. Till next time, we are out.